I started playing badminton at the age of 9, and one of my father's friend, because he knew my parents used to play in Haryana in club, so he told them that you are familiar with the sport, with badminton, so why don't you put Saina into badminton?
Actually, I started a full-time coaching program. She was already part of the first group of young kids who had come to train under me.
I was training very well in the summer camp. I used to love running the cross country, 1 hour running, and the different kind of shadow training, weight training. Everything was so new for me. There were a lot of challenges for me. It was not easy for me at that point of time to just think about that I want to be a badminton player, because money was a big issue. I really want to thank my mother. She didn't let me think even a single day that we're struggling with anything. She really wanted me to be someone, and I think those challenges which we had at that point of time, they never let me feel it.
I had to find time for Saina, and so we would start our sessions at about 5 in the morning. I could see that there was talent, but with most cases, I think there's a lot of talent, but how they nurture out was an important thing. But what stood out was her kind of tenacity not to give up, and that for me was something which was very, very important. And the more I looked at her, the more I traveled with her, the more I actually saw her in tournaments, I could see that element of tenacity and grit, which was something which was very different from normal.
When I played my first international tournament, I was only 13 when I got selected for the senior Thomas and Uber Cup, and I was not able to believe that I'm playing at the senior level, and I'm watching Xi Jinping or Zhang Ning or Lindan play, whom we were seeing on TV playing every day. But I was like, oh my God, to reach the level, I have to go out and start running. I remember immediately after seeing one of the matches, I went out in the stadium and I started running 45 minutes. And I was like, I have to get that kind of stamina, that feeling. Now, if I look back and think that how much the international experience helped the players, it's not only me, but everyone. It's very important to have international experience if you're just a national level player, to understand how they are playing, how the world number 1 is playing or 2 is playing. And if you really want to achieve at the highest level, you need to have that experience. So I think at the age of 13, 14, when I started, going out for tournaments at the international level, and played my first Commonwealth game when I was only 15. And that's when I beat world number 8, Tracy Hallam. And I beat world number 10, Lily from Singapore. And I think that was a turning point in my career. Now the chances are there that I can go for the Olympics as well.
The period between 2006 to 2012 would be really, for me, what Saina is. We had the Beijing Olympics. Every day in the morning, I would remember to go to the gym at 6 in the morning. And then she finishes this horrendous quarterfinal match. She was leading 11-3 up. She loses from there. It's really devastating to actually lose a match which actually could have got you a medal at that age. And then on the way back in the bus, I'm telling her, tomorrow morning back to training at 6 in the morning. And she was like, Bhaiya, please, please. I said, what? Can we do it at 6:30? That's all she asked. And I think that kind of a mindset was important.
I was like, oh my God, missing Olympic medal is like, it's like a torture for any player. The dream finally is, why you enter sport is Olympic medal. And if you lose it by coming so close, I think it's a great torture for us. And then comes 2009 when I won the first Super Series title. I can see myself in top 3. I can see myself winning something in the future. Then in 2010, I won the 5 Super Series titles. I beat the Chinese back to back. I won the Commonwealth Games. By the time the next Olympics had come, I was in top 5. I was world number 3. And then finally getting a medal. So I think that Olympic made me feel, and the feeling got digested in me that now I'm something in the sport. Maybe I'm someone to look up to. Tournaments where I beat the Chinese in the quarters, semis and finals, those are the players who used to never lose to anyone. Suddenly they started getting scared of me. It used to be Saina versus China. I'm like, what is this tag? what is this? And suddenly everyone is saying Saina versus China because I'm beating them consistently. I have to be really proud of myself because I could change that scene of badminton.
I've seen very few players with that kind of an ability to keep pushing and wanting more and more and more. And that, I think, is what has been Saina's biggest strength.
Winning an Olympic medal, becoming world number 1, and winning those 3 back-to-back tournaments at a stretch. I think these 3 moments are something which keeps coming in my mind every time, which is not easy to forget. These are something which really changed me overnight, and they made me Saina Nehwal, what I am today. This generation is very, very fortunate to have so many Indian players who have done well at the highest level, and they're seeing all of us and they're like, oh my God, it's achievable. When I see them training, I was like, wish I had that kind of training when I was 10 and 11. Then maybe by the age of 15, I would have been world number 1, who knows?
For me, her legacy is that she made Indian women believe that we can be world-class badminton players.
I think that really sets me apart, that I could made Indian badminton believe that we can be the powerhouse of badminton. I think I was really blessed to have this as my career, and yeah, continuing it. Yeah.